Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to another UFC prediction, and this time we got the big boys, the 320 Ankalaev versus Pereira 2, and we're gonna go through the predictions. Like always, we do the main card predictions only, but before we get into those main predictions, we will talk about the sleeper fights on the prelim, and I think it's probably gonna be the future fight before the main event, which is Ateba Gutierrez, I'm probably butchering his name, versus Treson Vance. This guy is crazy. Ateba, he's been knocking guys out crazy. I think this could be a sleeper fight. It could be we could be looking at the next big thing coming out of Cameroon. But there's also another fight down here in the early prelims. Patchy Mix versus Jacob Wolowski. This is kind of like the test to see if Patchy actually has it. He failed the first one. He got kind of checked out that the guys with hype coming from other organizations are not really on the level. This is kind of like a fight to see if Patchy can actually be something in the UFC. So we'll see. I don't really know much about Jacob, but anyway, let's get into the main card predictions, and the first fight of the main card is Abus Magomedov versus Joe Pyfer. Now, I'm a big Abus fan. I think I'm saying his name right. I like him. I think he's a good fighter, but I kind of feel like this is a setup for Joe Pyfer. Joe Pyfer's been doing like some good stuff, getting some good wins under the belt. I think this is kind of the UFC. Like, okay, well, Abus is ranked. Let's try and get Joe Pyfer in the top 15 potentially. So I think this is kind of the UFC trying to test Joe to see if he can be in that top 15. And I think it's most likely. I think this is going to be a very close fight. I'm not going to lie. Now, as much as I originally coming in here was going to go with Magomedov, I am actually going to go with Joe Pyfer on this one. I think Joe will get it done. I'm not sure how Joe's grappling is. I mean, I think we can see here. Average takedowns, takedown percentage, takedown defense very good. Submission average. You see, he's got some average here. Got some good stats here. We haven't really looked at stats. Well, what are the win by? See, he's more favored to get a win by knockout than sub. It's pretty even, which means I think I'm gonna go with Joe Pyfer on this one. I think that's where my head is going. Originally, I was gonna go with Abus, but I think it's setting up for Joe Pyfer. I love that they have the leg reach. Thank God Easy kept like annoying them about it, but. Alright, let's see the next fight of the evening. It's Josh Emmett versus Yusuf Salal. Now, I don't really know much about Yusuf. I know Josh Emmett has got some crazy knockouts in his locker. But yeah, if you look at Yusuf, he's got quite an advantage. He's got a height advantage. He's got a slight reach advantage. The leg reach is kind of the same. We can check here about the win. Yeah, Josh Emmett is going to go for the knockout. He's got a 53% chance. For sub, his takedown defense is pretty good. Submission average 1.3. It's pretty good. I haven't really seen Yusuf fight. I've seen Josh Emmett fight. I again originally was gonna go for Josh Emmett, and I think I might stay with that one. But if this is gonna be a wrestling bout, I do think Yusuf will probably beat Josh Emmett. But I'm gonna go in the faith that my original opinion that Josh Emmett could keep this on the this fight on the feet. I think he could get the advantage as long as he keeps it on the feet. So I'm gonna go with Josh Emmett on this one. I think he's still a very dangerous fighter, so I'm gonna go with Josh Emmett on that one. Let's move on to the third fight. Now this is where the card really lights up, because this is a stat card, by the way. It's Yuri Prochazka versus Khalil Roundtree Jr. Now, Jr. just beat Jamal Hill convincingly. The one thing about that fight that I did not like is he didn't have that killer, let's end this fight. Because he dropped Jamal Hill down about 3 or 4 times, and all those times he knocked him down, it was like, okay, you can end the fight. you can end the fight here. And he waited for Jamal to get back up. He played very defensive, which that could work against Yuri. But the problem with Yuri is just not, he's not going to give up. And we saw what Yuri did to Jamal. He also beat Jamal, like, quite convincingly. He's got the height advantage. He's got the reach advantage. I'm going to go with Yuri on this one. I think this might be a little bit too tough for Khalil. But if Pereira does lose his main event fight against Ankalaev, this is most likely the winner of this fight is going to fight Ankalaev. But if Pereira wins, I don't know what's going to happen with that division. But we'll get to that when we get to that. I'm going to go with Yuri Prochazka on this one. Now we move on to the co-main event of the evening. Merab Dvalishvili. I struggle with his last name. And then Corey Sandhagen. Yeah, you may look at it and go, oh, he's got the height advantage, he's got the reach advantage, he's got the leg reach advantage. I think Merab's gonna ragdoll Corey. I'm not, I don't want to like disrespect Corey. I think Corey deserves a title shot. I think he's done well, but realistically, Merab is gonna go in there and do what Merab does best. He's gonna go there, ragdoll you, make you look like a little bitch, and then he's gonna just win the fight comfortably. That is my opinion. I don't think Corey. I think Corey has worked on some crazy takedown defense recently, and that's giving him the edge here. But I just don't see anyone right now in the division that can beat Merab. I thought Umar was going to be the one, and look what Merab did to Umar. He made Umar look like he just started wrestling. Although it I thought it was an insane fight. But yeah. I don't know. I don't see anyone right now that can beat Merab in the division. That is why I want to see the Pantoja super fight, because I think that would be a crazy good fight. But for this one, I'm going to go with Merab. He's probably going to win by decision. The only way I can see Corey winning is by like a KO. If Merab makes a stupid mistake or something like that. But anyway, let's move on to the main event of the evening. Ankalaev versus Pereira 2. And this fight has been beefing up. If you've not seen some clips online of the translation wars that they've been having, they insulted each other, and someone's translated. Pereira's been going Shama, and Ankalaev's response has been, no Shama, Shama is dead, we killed Shama. So I think it's gonna be a very interesting fight. I don't know who's gonna win this one. I think it's a very close one. I wish and I'm praying that Glover and Alex have been actually working on some submissions, because Glover was really good at submissions and takedown defense and takedowns. If he can just get his knowledge into Pereira is gonna be like, he's a killer in the UFC. I just don't feel like Pereira has what Glover has or had. And I know they're two different fighters, but if Glover's part of your team, I'm assuming the reason he's part of your team is to get you the wrestling and the subs and everything. If Pereira's had a long time out, I think it was last year these two fought. So they've had a long time out. I would assume that's what they're working on. Because if Ankalaev wants to wrestle, it's done for Pereira. If he's not worked at all with Glover on that, or they just feel that they're going to knock him out, I think that is the recipe to win for Pereira. If they've worked on the submissions, they've worked on takedowns, defense, and they are confident they know what Ankalaev is going to throw at them, then it's very easy for him. If Ankalaev goes for a takedown or does what he does last time, try to pin him against the cage and get shots off on him like that. If you've worked on that stuff, it's very easy, should be very more easier for you to get out of that position and set up your own stuff. If you don't want to wrestle, then don't wrestle, but if you can use it as a platform to get back up. But yeah, I think if this becomes a wrestling match or a grappling match, Ankalaev is going to win comfortably. And if they keep it on the feet, I think Pereira could slip in some lethal shots. I will want to see more leg shots from Pereira, because when Ankalaev versus Jan, the two of them were kicking each other's legs, and both of them could not walk when they had that title fight that ended up in a draw. So I think Pereira's leg kicks are so goated. I think he needs to go in for leg kicks more, and he needs to watch for the wrestling. Hopefully he's worked on it. I think for the division, Pereira is probably more exciting, because you can also have him push up to heavyweights. Him versus Tom Aspinall would be a crazy fight if Tom, obviously keeps the belt for the time period that Pereira's hold the belt. Yeah. But I mean, this also sets up a nice trilogy fight. I wouldn't do the trilogy immediately if Pereira wins. I would kind of, if Khalil Roundtree wins, I would set up that fight with Pereira. If Yuri wins, it's kind of just like, we're not doing a trilogy when Yuri lost twice, like badly twice. But yeah, but I'm gonna go. I don't know who to go with, man. It's just like all the stats and the facts and stuff. Just it points to an Ankalaev win for me. But if Pereira has been working on his wrestling, I can see a world where he can win, because I think his stand-up is way better than Ankalaev's. Fuck it, I'm gonna go with Pereira on this one. I'm gonna have faith that he's worked on it. The last person I had faith that they said they were working on their takedowns was Triggers, and yeah, he definitely did not work as much as what he should have worked on it. But I'm gonna go with Pereira on this one, and I'm gonna see. We'll see what happens with that one. But yeah, that's gonna be my predictions for UFC 320, and I think it's a stacked card, to be honest. The main events, or the main card, is stacked. I would give this like on the stack means like an 8.5. It's really stacked. It's entertaining. These fights are going to be entertaining from the start to the bottom. Even the prelims are looking good also. I'm excited to watch the full event. But yeah, anyway, that's going to be it for my UFC 320 predictions. Let me know down in the comments down below who you've got, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.